Elections Resource Justice Team. Hello, Prince. Thank you for making time for this.
Thank you, Chioma, and good afternoon, listeners.
Okay, you may have to speak a little louder.
Okay, thank you, Chioma, and good afternoon, listeners.
Okay, so yeah, it's a very interesting one today. Thank you so much for making time, like I said, and we will need to unbundle a whole lot, and just for us to help understand exactly what it is that is going on in River State. Where is the money? Where is the trillions that's been coming in? I was just trying to even save time, and I didn't unpack all of the numbers that have come in. But these things are, they are public documents. They are available. Anybody can, check them out online and see all of these numbers and how much that has come in. River State is rich. Why are their people rich? Well, we'll get into all of that conversation in a bit. And I must say, because of time, we're going to do Market Watch is the segment. Just look at one story. Just pretty much just one story is a segment where you go with me to the market, Prince, and then we'll pick one story in the world of business and you let me know your thoughts on it. Are you ready for it?
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, great. Okay, now very quickly, billionaire Elon Musk has criticized one of the signature policies of U.S. President Donald Trump, marking a break from the U.S. president who he helped to win re-election in 2024. Long story short, the U.S. House of Representatives narrowly passed what Trump calls his big beautiful bill, which includes multi-trillion-dollar tax breaks and a pledge to increase defense spending. It will now head to the Senate, but Elon Musk, who is, of course, Trump's ally, says to cut costs. Oh, I've lost my guest. Otherwise, I would have loved to hear what he thinks about, should I call it the gradual falling apart of this friendship that we've seen in the build-up of the election when you talk about Elon Musk and Donald Trump. Or maybe it just be, friends can disagree and it doesn't affect the friendship, right? But I would have loved to see what he thinks about it. And while I work to get him back, we'll just go on a break. And then when we come back, we'll have to get into insider tips. Market Watch, I will do it in a much bigger way next week. Okay? We'll do it in a much bigger way next week. But for now, let's do insider tips. But first, let's go on the break. And when we return, insider tips, where we'll talk the big story I already talked about, River State at 58. What is it that is happening when it comes to the money and all the resources that has come into River State? Where should we go from here? A lot is going on in River State. So much money has come in trillions of naira. I'm not even going to go into the fact that there's a budget that's been put out at the National Assembly, which we expect the current sole administrator to at some point go to defend. That's a different conversation. But for now, we're looking at River State at 58. Where did the money go? Because we already have a lot of people in the news saying that we are not where we should be. We still have, schools in bad shape, roads in bad shape, health centers not the way they should be, a lot's not the way they should be, and fingers are being pointed. But then, where should the money be going is the question on the show today. Yes, it's Talking Figures on 92.3 Nigeria Info. When we get back from the break, we begin. My guest, I'm going to connect with him again. Oh, he's already joined us. So yes, we'll talk more after the break. I need you to stay tuned. And don't forget, you can share your thoughts with me on the show. Yes, you can drop your messages for now on WhatsApp. We're going to open the phone lines at some point. But yes, you can drop your messages on WhatsApp. Drop it on 0809 030 6416. That's the WhatsApp number. Yes, we're live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. And at Nigeria Info PH is the handle. See you after the break. Insider Tips right here on Talking Figures on 92.3 Nigeria Info FM. A lot to talk about when you think about Rivers at 58 and where our money is.
Nigeria Info will be right back.
Okay, so yeah, when you think about Rivers at 58, a lot comes to mind. And don't forget, on the show, you get to be a part of the conversation. But just so you know, this segment is brought to you on the bill of ARM pensions. Back on the show, on Insider Tips today, I already told you, Rivers is 58 years old and will be making money. Does this state look like what has been making that kind of money? That's the question for you today. More importantly, where should the money be going as we arrive this milestone? Now that we are 58 years old, where should our money be going? Where should we be channeling it? I have a guest on the show. Of course, we couldn't do Market Watch today. I apologize again for that. But yes, he's joined me for this very important topic. He's a man that truly understands how to track money, this kind of money, and he truly understands what should be happening as a state like the River State arrives at 58. A man at 58 is going to retire in 2 years. So that's a big adult, a very loud adult, a grandfather perhaps. So I have Dr. Edebo Ekpere Prince still on. Thank you so much for hanging in there with all of those messages. You're still there. Thank you so much, Mr. Dr. Edebo. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah. So I'm hearing you now. The question again. The line was jamming.
Yeah, we've actually moved on from Market Watch, and now we are talking the big topic. That's on the segment of Insider Tips, and now we're looking at the Rivers at 58 and where the money went and where it should be going. And I'm hoping you can hear me clearly now.
Yes, I'm hearing you now. Clearly.
Okay, great.
All right.
So
It will be important to start from where the state was. Let's say from the days of the return of the democracy and all of that. And then you found that some of the democracy that like those governments in other states as well as in River State. And that's why River State has always been an oil producing state in the past. It has squandered that has trillions.
Okay, I think we should try your other line, Prince. Dr. Prince, let's try your other line just so that we can even have it clear. This one isn't so clear. So let's just go on a quick break. We'll come back so we can have a very robust conversation here. Stay tuned, please.
And something million. What were we doing with it? We're bathing with it.
On Talking Figures.
back with Dr. Prince Deborah Ekpere. He's joined me, manager at Social Action, and he heads the Resource Justice team. He's a budget resource and development analyst. And today we're talking River State. And with all the money I mentioned earlier that has come into the state, 2024 alone, and as of even the first quarter of this year, a lot has come in. We've had a lot of people say, where is the money? Where did the money go? But the question I'm actually asking on the show today is, where should the money be going? Because these monies are still coming in. So where should the money be going? That's a conversation on Talking Figures. Thank you so much, Dr. Prince, for making time for this.
You're welcome.
Okay.
All right. So you find that our question now is, where is the money going?
Yeah, let's start with
and
that.
Truly, if you look around you ask the same question, where are the monies going? Because this money keep coming in, month out, and they keep increasing in the books. But in terms of development, the purpose for which revenues are generated, the purpose of a budget is to drive development. And when you look for over 5-6 decades, you look back and say, where are the monies? You hardly can find them. So it means that they are in the pockets of private individuals, because the last time I checked, what is in the savings is about 261 billion. And that was for the past 2 years or so. So if these monies are not on ground for us to see in terms of infrastructure, quality health, quality education, good, stable agricultural system, where people graduate from school and they want to go into farming because it's lucrative, because it is automated. It's no longer the old way of farming, where you look around and say, okay, we have stable internet. If for nothing, in the entire Nigeria, if we can afford to have stable internet, free, so that students in school, whether at the nursery level, primary, or the university level, people can just have free Wi-Fi and study properly. These are where the monies are supposed to be going. But you ask yourself, do we have that kind of quality, structured education? Now, I'm not talking about the teachers here. I'm talking about structures. Till date, I can mention names of communities where if you go there, you wonder if this is River State. In fact, not too far from here, if you go to Ojare, you will see one school there on the GRA Junction Road that goes into GRA itself. You will see a school there, you wonder, is this what a school in the heart of Port Harcourt? Suffering from...
That's the one after Polo Club.
Exactly. Suffering from dilapidation, abandon, and neglect. And our children attempt that kind of go there to learn. So it even makes learning unappealing. And I know that. And these are the areas where the funds are supposed to be going, to have quality structures, good desks, good chairs. There's nothing wrong if these children have ACs in their classrooms. It is not wrong.
Okay, now let's talk about, let's stay with what's coming so far in the last 58 years. You track these numbers. In your opinion, what are some of the major leakages or inefficiencies you've observed in how public funds are managed in River State?
So some of the leakages that we have always talked about is inflated contracts. Executive fiat. So in River State, we still have that clause that allows the governor to spend about 10% of the state budget from his back pocket without recourse to legislative approval.
It's called security vote.
Not security votes. This is different from security votes.
Okay.
It means that the governor is free to spend. Okay, so now we are looking at 1.48 something as the budget that has been sent to the Senate for approval. And the Senate has sent it to its committee. When it is done, it may either increase the number or reduce the number. But I'm sure it won't be anything less than what 1.3 or so. Now, when that kind of figure comes and it starts, 10% of that is about 100 and something 130 billion will be 10%. The governor can spend that money without approval. This is different from security votes, which again runs into several billions. And again, other areas that you don't have what they lump together as general administration. And if you look into the figures of general administration in the last year, you just laugh and you cry, because you see clearly that it is one of the places that has so much money. It's usually very, very huge, taking about 25% of funds available. And then, usually again, it is always spent 100% alongside security votes. So these areas are areas where there are heavy leakages, contracting, procurement, and the way those in government manage public funds without recourse to thinking of the people. We have our anti-graft agencies, but they do not have powers in Rivers State, because Rivers State government, under the Dr. Odili government, kept a perpetual injunction that does not allow the EFCC or the ICPs to investigate officials of Rivers State government. So that gives them that free ride into blatant stealing of public funds. You will be scared or shocked to hear the cost of road constructions in Rivers State, or the cost of building one bridge. And you have to say, how? These are the areas where they have mismanaged our funds. These are the leakages and all that. And it's high time that we need to talk about it and stop it.
Okay. Let's open the phone lines at this point before you continue. Dr. Prince, can you hear me?
Okay.
Yes. I would like us to open the phone lines at this point before you continue. Yes, you can. 58. Where did our money go and where should it be going now? 2024 alone generated over 1 trillion naira. And the first quarter of this year alone is also running to trillions. Where did our money go and where should it be going now that we are 58 years old as a state? 0817-923-0002. You can also call 0817-923-0003. Yes, the WhatsApp number remains 0809-030-6416. That's 0809-030-6416. That's the WhatsApp number, and I would love to hear from you and what you think about Rivers State at 58 and having access to that kind of money. Okay, we've so grown that we can actually stand on our own. But when you look at the everyday people, they do not reflect it. Why? Where did our money go? Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is Clement.
Okay. Welcome to the show.
Okay. Yeah. Rivers State is such a state that has a lot of things. And now, utilizing what Rivers State has becomes a problem. If you have people who are concerned that can be able to manage all we have, Rivers State will feel like London. But because of the mismanagement of our fund here, then it's as if we are nothing. Other states that does not have what Rivers State has, they are doing far better than Rivers State. So mismanagement is number one key that is worrying Rivers State. Thank you.
Where should the money go now that we are 58?
The money, we are only focusing on the road aspect and all that. But the agriculture is here to build it up. Agriculture. I just want to be running on agriculture and then producing companies. producing companies that we can be able to afford in this state. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you for your time. That means this caller totally agrees. When you look at this budget, this year's budget that's been sent to the National Assembly by the president last week is budgeting 31.4 billion naira for agricultural projects and is aiming to create 6,000 jobs. What do you think, Dr. Prince? Because this caller, I don't know if you heard the caller said they would rather that as we turn 58, that our money should start being channeled to agriculture. Do you think that's, do you now agree with the government when they say they've put 31.4 billion aside for agricultural projects in this current budget that will be passed or rather defended soon?
Well, I would want to commend them for doing that. It is a right step in the right direction. And I really hope that that money is released for the purpose for which it was budgeted for. So, in today's world, in today's Nigeria, there is food insecurity in Nigeria. It shows in the cost of prices of food items and commodities in the market. You can see how it reflects in the sizes of fufu and the number of cups of garri that you can buy, or even rice or beans and all of that. We need to explore other kinds of agricultural produce. Can we, for instance, start planting rice in river states? Yes, it's possible. We have riverine areas where that can happen. Can we start looking at communities where pollution has ravaged and then find a new way of farming in those areas? Yes, it is possible. This fund, 31.4 billion, are they going to allow the teeming unemployed youths in Rivers State to have access to it for agricultural purposes?
Okay.
Would they create real training for people who want to go into agro business so they can have real-time training and have enough experience from the training to pick loans from it and start off? These are the areas where I think this fund should be channeled to, as well as revamping all of our other agricultural
assets. Let's call it assets
units.
at this point.
For instance, exactly. For instance, our Shongai farm.
Exactly.
It used to be a beautiful place. It was abandoned. And for what? It generated jobs, generated revenue, and enough food, fish, plantain, and all that. So this fund should find its way back there and revamp that.
Okay.
All our fisheries that have been abandoned or sold, if they are being sold, because we heard at some point that the former administration sold some of them, this fund should be used to buy them and make them functional. And then this fund should be able to import agricultural implements. We have gone beyond the age of farming with cutlasses and hoes. No, we should have tractors, agricultural tractors that will clear large acres of land for people to plant easily. Just make it available at the various local governments. People will be willing to come and hire them for a small amount. And then I can assure you that most of the jobless, unemployed youths in the state will be gainfully employed, and the agricultural sector will absorb them. In fact, if I were on that table, I would agitate for more increase into this agricultural budget to ensure that indeed is able to turn around the economy of the state. Thank God that the IGR of the state is increasing. We thought it was only between 8 to 12 billion monthly, but we have seen in this new administration that's 2 years old already, that is between
Trillions.
21 billion and 25 every month. Maybe it has increased since the government is not there anymore to give us monthly review. Right now, I think we just stick to 25 billion monthly. That's huge. It's over 100% increase for what we used to know. So it means that if truly the government of Rivers State has an economic development team that wants to turn the fortunes of the state around, agriculture, ICT, and the entertainment industry are the areas where I should put more funds to absorb the unemployed youths in Rivers State, as well as making our health centers and schools world class.
Okay. I would love for us to continue this conversation, but let's just take maybe 2 more calls and then we go on WhatsApp and read the messages there and then we wrap up. Very interesting conversation today, but no time to unbundle all of it. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Talking Figures. Yes, we can hear you. Where did our money go and where should they be going now?
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Rivers State at 58, right?
Yes.
Madam, let me ask you a question. The government got to the 23 local.
Oh, the line is breaking. I cannot hear you anymore.
Let them go to the local areas and know their part of their society and communities.
Okay. I'm so sorry. I have to cut you. The line is not so clear. I'm not sure why. Unfortunately, I cannot say for you to call back. So let's go on WhatsApp now. I have a message here from Jerry Michael. He sent this in from Eagle Island on WhatsApp. He says, "Good afternoon, Chioma. For your question on where is all Rivers money gone, are you all, as you are well aware, the state has, as at yesterday, turned 58 calendar years. However, it is regrettable that Rivers State still has one city, Port Harcourt. We need, is it collaboration to open up the state? I think you mean collaboration. Develop agriculture, education, tech startups, state-of-the-art hospitals and health centers, roads and other integrated infrastructure to take the state to where it should be. Unfortunately, you're not a stranger in Rivers State and hence know much more than we can write. More so, being a veteran. Okay, so it says, just imagine what's taking place in the last 2.5 months in Rivers State. I rest my humble contribution." I got a message from Jerry Michael from Eagle Island. If I know, I won't be asking you, Jerry. I'm asking because I would love to get your thoughts. Where should the money be going as we turn 58? And then Mr. Fresh in Port Harcourt sends in his message and says, "Good afternoon. This is not Big Baby. This is Chioma Ezenwafo. I just got pissed off to hear that my state of origin, Rivers State, generates humongous or mind-blowing amount of revenue, but it's underdeveloped because we are always electing or rigging into power those people who have the ulterior motive to embezzle public funds, allegedly, yeah? I weep deeply for the common Rivers State indigenes who can't afford the commonest things of life, yet the few individuals in the political arena are controlling the commonwealth of my state on my turn." He says he's pissed and it is serious for him. That's Clinton, Mr. Fresh in Port Harcourt. Can I take another message? No, I cannot. I can also take calls. Time is out. But do you know that you can actually we're live on Facebook. And even after the live goes off, this conversation will still be on our page at Nigeria Info PH. Go drop your contributions there because this conversation might just continue next week, especially because the budget hasn't been defended and hasn't been passed. So yeah, we're still talking Rivers State at 58. Maybe next week. But the conversation about Rivers State and which way we should be going will definitely continue. Thank you so much, Dr. Prince, for joining the conversation today. Sorry, we didn't have enough time to talk, really. Can you still hear? Okay, so thank you so much for making time to be on the show. We have to go now. It's 3:00. Rivers Today is up next. All right. Thank you. Yes, my name is Chioma Ezenwafo. Yes, Rivers Today, the news will be up after that. Have facts and do have a lovely time.